What's going on, y'all? It's Greg. Greg said it. Back with our inspiration motivation. Y'all, we had a early live today. Uncharacteristic. Early live. You know, we do that every now and then when I have stuff to do. I had to get out. And happens every now and then. But appreciate everybody who's coming through. For coming through. Appreciate everyone for coming through at, I guess, a late notice. Kind of put out last night would be on some typical people, faithful people were there. And we talked about why Shedeur. You know, you could take that a lot of different ways. Like, why Shedeur? Why Shedeur? You know, like, when you look at the media, it's like, they're saying he said certain things or take things out of context. And then if you don't really pay attention, you don't really know him, be like, why did you say that? You'll make assumptions, right? And then you also got like, why would a team pick Shedeur? But we really just talked about what could he really do about it? I mean, and how he choose to go about it. He can do the alter ego, go back and forth. You know, I don't know how long you want to do that. That gets old. You know, his dad had went through it, and it don't look like it ended for him. I mean, they followed him all the way through his coaching career with the same kind of banter. So it's like, you really have to find a strategy. I don't know what will work because they kind of target him if they can't get to his dad. And they really feel like they can play with him, you know, because it's like they're going to get the eyeballs. They're going to get the attention that they're going to get talking about him. So it's like, it's kind of like playing with somebody, career playing with somebody's life. When you're in line and creating stories that's not there because you know people are going to respond, they're going to take attention. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing. And I kind of made a smart correlation to me that maybe it's that celebrity because they don't really do it to athletes, just regular athletes, unless you like make problems or just like off the field problems or just you're not performing on the field. They don't really talk about that, but they will. But that's not like, you're not going to sell the newspapers like that. But, you know, Sanders and the whole family thing, it's like a reality show, which they say, well, Office is like a reality show. And people just really just, in the media at least, they just ride that thing because it's like a paparazzi. And I think that's what it is. I mean, we looked at 100 different things. We looked at racism. We looked at this. I mean, people do stuff for a different reason. But from a media standpoint, what is your purpose? You're going to get eyeballs. So, you know, going back and forth with him and these false stories only stir up people, and people going to respond, and people going to click it, clickbait. So at the end of the day, I think the celebrity, if anything, is going to make this thing go on. His celebrity, you know, the millions of followers on social media, his dad, the legacy, and he's going to keep on doing his thing on social media, and he's an icon for his generation. So all of that is going to make him have a lot more scrutiny and just make him a target for a lot of stuff. That's my take. That's my new take of the day. But we also talked about something else. We talked about the boys getting ready for the draft. And I saw something. I've been noticing with Shedeur. Shedeur, like I said, everywhere he goes, he's taking his trainers with him. He's doing it ready to take a chef with him. He had the chef over there with his dad down in Texas. And it's like Shedeur, he keeps his lifestyle wherever he go. But one thing for sure, Shedeur gonna train. He not up throwing them up in the club, making it rain. And they probably will love that. They'll be right up their alley to dog him out. But one thing for sure, wherever he go, he gonna find a football field. His trainer's gonna be there. His QB coach gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be everywhere he go. They get like two birds. They friends and all, I guess. They hang out together, but it's two birds and one stone. I really like the way he does that. I hope it work out. I like how he put people on. I mean, when you look at the QB coach, Daryl, select QB, and how he came up, it just worked out for him. He got two first round draft picks. When you look at Shedeur and Cam, and it just worked out because both of them guys was at FCS level. Nobody was checking for him. They tried to look over Ward last year. He went to Miami, and he proved he was always a good quarterback. But he's been working with those guys together. They kind of made their journey and transition together. They get drafted together. And it's good to see that it worked out because a lot of people don't realize that was Bucky's quarterback. I mean, some of them guys you see with Bucky, I really like the way they keep it in the family and put people on. They're not looking for somebody else to make who are already doing it. I like that. I would really like to see Bucky go into the management side, you know, well-off management or whatever. I would hope he do because of the platform he's using and his clients can benefit from it. I want to see him expand because I like the way they support each other. really. And now you see the guy in Florida. I think he might have played with Bucky too, because I know he's older than Shedeur. And these guys, they trust it. They're in the circle. And when they work with a top guy, which they probably have a hard time doing, but because that person's in their circle, because they're in that circle, they get the benefit from the exposure and the influence of that situation. And I definitely can respect that. And also, when you look at Travis, I just saw a video. I was just really inspired. I like to see him work out. I know he's a machine. But when I saw him down in Texas, he's been there before. He said he went down there last year, got his speed up. Travis worked behind the scenes. But when he take his own channel, his cameras there, you get to see what it takes to be great. I mean, the guy working out all day for like 3 days in a row. Really more than that, because he said he'd come back the next day. I don't know how many days. I think during the off season, he did it for like a month or some weeks. I don't know. But just him recording his regimen, it's like, wow, this is what it takes. He a machine. He don't get tired. It shows why he has such an engine on the field, because fatigue is not a factor. Because, I mean, this man doing these drills that most people be tired or they'll be tight or sore, and I'm sure he is. But, I mean, he hit the field and he go hit the weights, and then he go back to the field. I mean, he go from morning to night, and then he turn around and do it again the next day in reverse order or whatever. And he might have some breaks or, you know, some lunch or whatever in between, but this man is doing this all day. And I like my children to see it, my sons to see it. They love Travis Hunter, and he's a generational talent, right? And a lot of people should be inspired by that. What it takes to be somebody like that. If it's just talent, or you just show up, it look like you don't do, you just show up in the game and just look like it's just easy. It's warm up, and you don't know he already warmed up and all that other stuff in the locker room and doing his work. He go there early to lift weights and get it straight. He's doing that. He's taking care of his body. He got NILs where he's able to get all these extra special treatments and what do they call it? Crypto, whatever it frees the body. There's all these different methods to make sure your body, the chamber, all of these different things that allows him to recover quicker. But you look how he trained. He's almost making it as if the game is nothing. Because, I mean, you can work out all day. What is a few-hour game? You run a drill after drill after drill. Most people don't want to do that for an hour or 2 or 3. This man go do a whole day doing that. I mean, even if you spread it out, it's still the whole day, and you doing it multiple days. The work ethic, the preparation is unmatched. And when I look at both Shedeur and Travis, even though it's totally different, Shedeur is doing throwing. That's his thing. He's a quarterback. But he's starting to get his body right. And then when you look at the type of person he is, and you look at how Shiloh was doing with the 40, you look at their dad, it's in them. The genetics of just being driven and focused, hyper-focused on what they're trying to accomplish. You could tell the discipline, and when they lock in on what they're trying to do. And that's what it takes to be successful. It takes the ability to set everything aside of stuff that don't matter. You don't let it be a distraction, because life is going to happen. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen on your job or in your business. Things are going to happen at home. Things are going to happen in your relationships with your kids, with your parents, with your siblings, with your spouse, girlfriend, whatever you have. All that stuff going to happen. And it doesn't give you the excuse not to do what you need to do. Like what Travis going through with his girl and all that, guess what? He can't just go cry in the corner. He's still business as usual. You're gonna deal with that separate. That's a separate issue. But man, you still got to handle business. And everybody don't have that ability. Everybody don't have the ability to lock in. They don't have the discipline. They're not going to be consistent. Everybody don't have the ability to set distractions and stuff aside to go. Because a lot of people need sports psychology. Like a lot of people, they go and I know certain issues can be really tough. Like it's levels to this thing. But a lot of people can't even focus with just minor issues. They say they major in minor things. Think about that. And so they can't be great because they can't even focus. Their mind is just distracted by simple things. Well, these guys show the ability. They're going to do what they're going to do. I always think about like successful people. I look at Coach Prime. What is it? E.T. Eric Thomas. What they call it, hip hop preacher or whatever. Motivation speaker. He talks about, I think it's the 4 a.m. club. He gets up like 4 o'clock in the morning every day. He said he don't care, he's on vacation. Now he'll go back to sleep. I was glad to hear that. He'll do what he need to do. He'll go back to sleep like 7 o'clock, I guess. It ain't like he stay up the whole day. He get a nap or whatever. But he say that's when the wealthy get things done because everybody else sleep. And I noticed that even with me, like distractions and all of that can come up when everybody else is awake. You get a lot more done while you're asleep, especially when you have kids. So you think about Coach Prime and how he talks about how he's up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And you really feel good when you get up at that time of the morning. I mean, but can you be consistent? These guys are consistent. They're regimented. They do things like, eat the same thing every day. Their diet is regimented. I remember when Ray Lewis came on, how he talked about how he watched film. These people are very disciplined. And you see a pattern. Greatness requires discipline. The ability to be consistent, even when you don't feel like it, even when other people pulling you in different directions. Can you still do what you need to do and do it at a high level? Because stuff gonna happen all around you. But one thing about great people who's able to do things over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, surely a lot of stuff don't happen with their family, their children, their life. They don't went through a whole lot. Surgeries, like you playing sports, they get all these surgeries and injuries, and they still have to maintain focus. How do you be great? How do you become a Hall of Famer and have a 10, 14, 15-year career in the NFL in this example? How do you do that? All the things that can happen, injuries, get cut, get this. How do you maintain greatness unless you just really locked in? And you can really look at anybody. That's what it takes. You can learn a lot from these boys, man. Especially greatness has clues. It leaves clues. And we all can learn from it. I know I try to take every piece of motivation, every piece of positivity that I can take. That's the point of this inspiration motivation. Hope y'all get something out of it. Y'all, I'm just Greg. Greg said it. If y'all like what you're hearing here, go ahead and like, go ahead and share and subscribe. It's always more. Y'all have a good rest of your Sunday here. It's in Atlanta. It's hot, cold. That's how March is. But wherever you are, y'all have a good one. And I'll talk to y'all soon.